Hey, Yusuf, I forgot to press the broadcast button. We're just while we're doing that, we've got Graham Moran. Oh, we are broadcasting. Okay, okay, we are live on the internet. Sorry about that. I forgot to press the button. Do you want to start again, Yusuf? And now we're live across YouTube. Do you want to take it from the top again?
Hi, so I'm Yusuf Foda. I'm Chief Technology Officer at Warwickshire College. Google Apps for Education is one of the platforms that we use here, if it's not the main one, where it kind of brings everything to do with the students' college life together, from their working online, their documents online, their video conferencing like what we're doing today in Hangouts, or for interacting, connecting with each other using Google+.
Okay. All right, James.
Hello, I'm James Kieft, e-learning resources manager at Reading College. Here at the college we've used Google in a variety of ways. As Yusuf has mentioned already, we use Google Plus as a way of connecting with students and getting students to connect with each other. We've got some great examples of students connecting with other students within the same year group, in different groups, and supporting each other with peer feedback. We've also done a lot with Google Sites, using Google Sites as a platform for sharing good practice across different staff departments, and it's really taken off. Very exciting stuff.
Okay, and we've got Graham. So, whereabouts, Yusuf, is Warwickshire College?
So Warwickshire is in the Midlands, so it's about 40 miles south of Birmingham and about 80 miles north of London.
Okay, so Yusuf is 80 miles up the north of where we are. James, whereabouts is Reading?
We're about 45 minutes south of London.
Okay.
West of London, James.
West of London. West of London. Get my right.
You are asleep. Okay, and Graham, you're from our college. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. My name is Graham Moran. I'm out in the West London, in Southall, so almost at the outer reaches of the M25. And we've been using various bits and pieces on Google. Certainly with the staff, it's improved communication. We've been doing our rotas online, where staff can add their names in and out, and they can edit them very easily. And also a lot with the students. Certainly the collaborative technologies. I'm just seeing if I can show you something here. So some collaborative technologies like quizzes, where you can create a spreadsheet with the answers, and then it automatically goes into an app. I also use it for giving students feedback, where the students can access this. They can put their own comments on about what they've changed, and it's very clear as to what they've got to done. I also use it a lot for feedback from the students. So there's a form there, and at the end of lessons, the students can fill in what they've achieved, what they want to learn in future lessons, and it means that I can get very real-time feedback from the students. So there's an example of just some of the things that students have told me about, and now I'm just having to work out how to get back to my monitor. There we go. I'm back again.
Right.
Graham was very brave there. He was doing sharing his screen in his Google Docs. It's one example of how you can have a meeting, teach, and share documents with people remotely. Any questions for the people on screen?
Martin, if I can add just one thing. Today I ran a training session. I mean, the whole idea of Google Apps is it's collaboration, and it's something that we haven't done with technology for the last 10 years. And today I ran a session with college staff, and I said to them before we started, I said, everything you learned in the last 10 years, I want you to completely forget about it. Because the future is not about sending emails, it's not about attachments. You have been using technology, but you've been working in silos. What it's not about Google or Google Apps or Google Docs. This is about how you bring people together to work on the same document, hence making them more efficient and effective in the job that they do. And it's a new way of working. So it's not just about the tool. It's a different way of working.
Yeah, we won't do that just yet. Yeah, Yusuf has made a really good point about forget everything you already know, because that is one of the barriers we found when we tried to introduce, especially something like this, people have become used for 25 years of a particular mode of computing, what I call client-server mode, Microsoft-dominated mode, using local files and applications. And this is very different, and the students never seem to have any trouble with it because they're digital natives, they've grown up with it. But a set of older generation people like me, for instance, but I find it very difficult to get their head around what's going on. When I've tried to show this to some senior managers, they say, well, what's going on? Is it sending attachments in the background? You know, where's all the attachments? No, there's no attachment. You're just sharing a file. It really can be quite hard. I've done some talks about my hardest job now. It's not hardware or software, but it's what we call wetware. It's people's minds, adjusting people's minds to the new technology, Yusuf. Okay.
Absolutely.
I think they're all tired. Any more questions?
Martin, to what degree does this replace the colleges and the colleges online, their VLE?
Well, that's a really hot question.
That's why I asked.
Can I say something, Martin? Sorry.
Yusuf's going to come in on that. It's good.
Sorry, I can't see the audience, so sorry, I cannot address who you have. So if you want to, just for me to say hi, just okay, I can see the ceiling. Great. Oh, brilliant. Hi, everyone. Great. That's a very good question. I think if I'm going to be honest with you, I think the VLE is dead. I think the whole concept of an environment where the students come in to access their handouts and their schemes of work and their assignments, it's gone. It's very old. So put it this way, I think we as a teacher enjoy it because we are a teacher, enables us to be in control and we can see what the students are up to. But if you become a student and you log on your own VLE, trust me, it's a very, very lonely experience. Because you log in, you're on your own, and you can see the teacher, but you can't interact and have fun with the rest of the classmates. And if you think about it, I mean, one of the things we're testing here is how can your VLE become more of a community. So I'm a teacher, I create a community where I can have other students come and join the community, and the students can then post and discuss and comment on each other's work. So if you think about it, I think it's more of the Facebook experience than the actual experience of a VLE and a managed VLE. I think we're moving from a very structured online environments to very unstructured online environments. And I know that the people that work in education don't like this, but whether we like it or not, that's how things will shape up.
I think I've also found that. Hello, am I talking?
You are talking.
Okay, sorry. It was very quiet suddenly. I think also with Google Example, which is what we're using, there are many resources that the students are using, as Yusuf says, but we're able to get tapped into those. So whether it's documents they're using online or whether it's videos they're doing online, because the functionality is there for us to get shared into them and use these different methods. As Yusuf said, it's opening up a whole range of possibilities, and it's actually something that I was talking to my manager just this afternoon. Now we're gone from the system of write a report, I'll give the feedback on the paper, and then I'll give it back to you. You know, we've got videos, we've got interactive documents, we've got both the staff giving feedback via video as well as the students creating videos and different things like that. So we need to have a whole change in the way that we think about how we mark work, how we gather work, where we store work. And that's something that I've been talking to you about, Martin. Where are we going to store the students' evidence? Because the exam boards need to see it. Or will there soon be a system where the exam boards automatically see it because we share it with them? There's sort of inspirational things like that that we need to be thinking about.
Okay, great. Yeah, it is a hot topic at the moment because the VLE is of a particular generation. From say not the last 25 years, but certainly the last 10 years. And mostly it's an institutional response for the institutional's needs in order to get marks, to feed students through particular pathways, whereas some of the teachers have adopted all sorts of technology, including Facebook and Google Plus, for example, to work around maybe the VLE as a little core, and then have all the social, all the good stuff actually, DIYing it. Christina Morris said to me, not only is Google something I can do myself, but it's also easy, whereas it doesn't always apply to the VLE. You know, the VLEs become often prescriptive. You know, the institution will put down frameworks and everybody will fit into it, and it's good for that. I mean, it's a different generation. You know, it's not the infinitely adaptable stuff that we're used to in technology today, but it does suit institutional college needs to have certain setups. But it's that very framework which is the problem, because it's very prescriptive. It's very stable, but you can't do something.
Could I add something? I think, feeding on from what Martin's saying there, I think the trouble with the traditional VLE potentially is that it's the way it's set up and structured presents a very static environment, and it's great for picking up documents, but very bad for not very bad, but it's not so intuitive when it comes to interactivity. And what we're after, and what Google and Facebook provide, is something that's more dynamic. What we want our learners to become connected. The working world is very much about being connected via social media, and I think what Google Plus and Facebook and those sorts of things do provide us with a dynamic response that encourages students to engage with their learning, as opposed to be quite passive in just picking up documents and submitting documents, and I think that's the real big advantage.
Yeah, that's well put. And thank you, Graham. Sorry, James, for mentioning connected, because that was sort of the thing I started this off with. And I think that's a good point to finish on. I think that's what I was trying to mention earlier about Toby and his lesson. In a typical lesson where you want structure and you have inspectors come in, they want to see you executing on your plan. It's static, it's stable, it's good, but it's not dynamic. You know, this is, I think, sort of the crux of the debate going on now, and the move from where VLEs fit in. Because when you can see, I'm no spring chicken. I'm I'm getting on a bit, and I started teaching more than 35 years ago. And when I started teaching, the things that people asked for today, like lesson plan, they were useful for the beginner. You know, for me to help. Oh, I've got an hour. What do I do? You know, and I remember walking down the corridor with a maths teacher who was probably my age back then in the 70s, and he was saying, I said to him, oh, where's your lesson plan? He said, oh, I'm making it up in my head as I'm walking down the corridor, you know. And he would go in there, he knows his stuff, he was confident, and he'd adapt to his students, and the students had a fantastic time. But if an inspector went into that class, they'd probably give him a 4, lowest grade. But his lessons were the most engaging, but they weren't the most planned. So thank you, everybody. I think I've let these fair people go. We may have a time for a tour, but what I'll do, Cav, I can't remember the names, from the British Council, this is all online. It's recorded, in fact, so I can, if you want to see it, you can click the link. So what I'm going to
charge them, Martin. Martin, we charge them. It's £50 for the clip.
Sorry, I'm cheap. Not me for free.
Class or community that you can share with us, that is a good example of a dynamic, like a class actually using it in a dynamic way.
Joanne's
You must
one.
have videos of that somewhere.
No, but do you want the actual community and join the community?
Or just, if it's possible, or if there's something, an example to bring back and show, like, see.
Yeah.
Do you want to see something?
Oh, you got time? Yusuf's going to show you something.
No. Well, I'm just one.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yusuf, go on. Share your screen.
Sorry, I was going to do that. I don't currently teach, so I'll try to find another group. Just give me a second.
But if
Are you wanting the Going Google group?
Yeah, I think they wanted to see an example of students. Let me try to see. You can see my screen?
Video, that would be great.
This is still recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah, I'm just give me a sec. Where is it? I'm trying to find a groups. Sorry, because I don't teach, so I get invited to all these groups that we started creating. But if I can show you just an example. Sorry, if someone's got something ready until I search for it, feel free to take over.
All right. What? I've flipped off. You tell us when you're ready, Yusuf.
Okay.
Is that is Joanne there?
Yeah.
Is this Foundation Learning knitting project? Do you want me to show that?
They've seen that one already, but what I'll
Oh, they've seen that one. Okay, I'll look for another one then.
and I'll share my classes community. I'll take your email from you. Yeah.
Just whilst that's happening, we were saying this morning about how e-learning strategies have a shelf life of about 18 months, and you can see an example here of the speed at which things are moving. You know, it's very difficult to see very far into the future. We're seeing some very good examples where effective teaching learning is replacing things like a VLE, which is great to see. And whilst there are issues with this, it's so good you can't ignore it. It's there and it's got to be looked. The other thing I hope you notice is without wishing to embarrass anyone, you're hearing confident teachers, and we talked this morning about the need for teachers not necessarily to be well trained in software, to have confidence about what they're doing. And I've yet to see a shy teacher present to us in this session today. They're very confident about this technology, they've mastered it very well, and they're very excited about its possibilities. And that's the key, I think, to the success about why it works so well with their students.
Actually, this isn't, I'm not sharing my screen. This is one from 3D modelling at Ealing, where the students are sharing their research about 3D modelling techniques. But it's not, actually, this is to us. So I'll show it to you later because it's not on the video stream. Okay, Yusuf.
I've managed to bring one up. This is a level 3 IT group. It's their community, and they were doing programming. And what they've done is they're 3 separate groups who don't see each other. They're all part of the same year group, but they're scheduled in different days. So they've got the top, they've got links to resources to all of their relevant work. And then what the students were encouraged to do throughout the gestation of their project was to post their programming examples, their stats, and give feedback to each other. So you can see they've got their stats being posted, you've got comments from other students and from tutors about how they're getting on. Just scrolling down further, different bits and bobs, and it got a really good discussion going, and we compared the grades that the students achieved with when they did the assignment previously without using a community, and the grades were much greater because they were getting that discussion, getting that feedback amongst the groups.
Okay, I think that's a good point, that I think the teachers can be confident. We weren't aware of that, so thanks for pointing that out. I'm not sure what a non-confident teacher looks like, but
there are a few of them around.
Because it's easy. I think I've mentioned the last 25 years, people have been traumatized by IT. If you're going to bet, I'm on at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, and I'll be talking more specifically about the Google stuff and the IT perspective at 4 o'clock on the Google stand. I say that most people, when they come across this, they think, oh, IT, it's hard, because it has been hard in the past. But I say, who showed almost 1 billion people how to use Facebook? It certainly was in education, because education tend to block it, and people learnt it themselves. Students. Someone wants to come in.
Absolutely. No, I'm just going to say something. I found something. This is just a platform, and it's got so many tools. And what would happen is, almost every week, we discover a new tool and how we can use it in education. I mean, I've got a clip here. I mean, and this surprised me. I received it yesterday about turning the assessment, another way of doing the assessment, where the students can present it online. Let me just share a screen, and I'm sure the student will not mind me sharing this. He's a great student. And let me know if you can hear it.
My project presentation.
Can you hear it?
In this presentation, I will be covering life cycles and why they're needed, project managers, resources, and applications, explaining what is meant by referential integrity, including primary and foreign keys within a database, explaining what the key features of a database are and why should Millennium Cards use them.
Now, if I can just try to explain, I mean, this is an app that is part of the Google Apps platform that connects to it. It's called MoveNotes. And basically, a lot of people started using it to do different things. So, for example, students practicing on presentations. You can see there's a student, and he's practicing, and these are his slides, and he's practicing on this presentation. But other members started using it in creating an assignment, so to do the assignment and explain it and go through it. So, and it's recorded, so it's one-off. They can have the assignment there, so the students cannot remember a specific question or need an explanation on a certain thing, they can go and refer back to the clip. Now, how long it takes to create this? Exactly how long it takes to shoot it. Well, before, to do something like this, it will take hours and hours and hours. Now, to record a 2-minute video clip will take you 2 minutes, and it will take about 5 seconds to put it online.
That's quite relevant, Yusuf, about tools being easy to use. When I mention this to a lot of staff, they say, "Oh, new technology, do I need training?" and so on like that. They put barriers at first, which are difficult to break down, but it's very easy to use this stuff. You were going to say, Yusuf, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, totally agree. Totally agree. It's just, and if I can just finish my part by saying, this is not about Google or Microsoft or Apple. This is about collaboration. This is about working online, and it's the skill. And whether you learn that with Google or you learn it with Microsoft, it doesn't really matter. The critical thing, the most important part is trying to teach people how to share and collaborate online. When I run sessions for staff and I ask how many people got a Facebook account, not many staff put their hands up. And we cannot stand away from the social revolution. We cannot say, well, it's the student thing. The students will do Facebook. We're not going to do any of that, because that means we're not going to survive. And like Martin said earlier, think about it. When YouTube first came out, we blocked it. Yeah, that means we did not have the vision to see how it can be used. When Facebook came first out, we blocked it because we only saw the negatives of it. And whenever there's a new system, unfortunately in education, we always look at where it's going to go wrong instead of saying, oh, actually, this is a great idea, let me build on it. So, I don't know your roles and what you're involved with, but I just wanted to wish you all the best with all the projects you're involved with.
Okay, thank you. All right. I think, thank you very much, everybody. And we'll stop now. Okay, catch up with you later. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin. All the best.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.